Tones only. What's up, y'all? You know what it is. It's the Tones Only podcast, and we back. This will be episode 3 of the podcast, and I'm kind of excited because I got my first guest tonight, and I'm gonna introduce him in a second. But just to get y'all used to what's going on, if you haven't heard the first 2 podcasts, make sure you go listen to them, check them out. Tones only, tones in everything from sound to color to feelings to emotions to music to everything. And so movies have certain tones and stories have certain tones. And so that's the gist of it. And so the idea is to change the tone of how we think about life so that we can, you ever had your TV on and your color wasn't quite right on your TV? Like your color was kind of off and it just wasn't doing the things it's supposed to do. And sometimes you got to change the brightness or the contrast and all that stuff, whatever all that is. Well, it's kind of like that. Life has a picture that God intended for from the beginning, and all the bright colors and the coordination of everything. But sometimes, just in us taking other ideas, the tone has gotten off. So that's what this is about. Tones on the podcast. So we're here, but I'm excited, man, and I'm about to introduce my partner to y'all, man. This guy is he has to be my absolute best friend in the world. We've been friends since 4 or 5 years old. And this is just my dog, man. I call him my, all the other stuff I won't say, but he's just that's my ace, man. He'll take one for me, I'll take one for him, and it's just always been the same way. We believe the same and all that stuff. So introducing, let me find my applause real quick. Okay, there we go. Make sure I got the right button. Introducing to y'all. Some of y'all may know him, just know him, you're being around. But introducing to y'all, my homeboy, Raj. Give it up
Hello,
for
world.
give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up. You got the fly background and everything. Got the hood on.
A little
Hoodie
bit,
Raj
a little
today.
something, a little something. So, what up, world? First time on the podcast.
Yo,
A little
yo,
bit humble. Don't know how to feel about being the first guest, bro. That's
man.
there's pressure there, right?
It's only right though, bro.
There's a little
It's only
pressure
right that
there,
it be
right?
you. It's only right that it be you, bro. So,
Light skinned brothers in the building all day, every
what's
day, bro.
easy because it's tones. It's tones only podcast. See, I'm a tone. You're a tone. You know what I'm saying? See, this
Mhm.
tones only podcast about that too. I had to make sure that we were keeping all the tones represented. My brother kind of,
We
my,
doing that. We
my
doing
brother
that. We
kind of
got
red right now in the face right now because
that's how I get, man. When I get excited, bro. When the blood get to flowing, it just I turn
that's how I
tones.
go, man.
You know what
That
I'm saying?
turn
I turn different tones.
That
That's just
man
how I
said,
do, bro. Like
that's what's
light
up,
skinned
man.
people understand. Y'all light skinned people
That's
understand.
getting in the building,
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So we here, bro, and I guess we're gonna crack it open a little bit, just kind of talk about a few things. We have been discussing things before, and some stuff has been kind of heavy on our mind. We actually got together the other night and just kind of talked about some things. We got some books we writing on, working on, and stuff like that, just different ideas. And so, no matter what we end up talking about, a lot of times, the theme always ends up being grounded in the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And the
Mhm.
same principles. Just like gravity will fit everything else. Gravity works on everything. The same principles work on everything. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's relationships, and we probably talk a little bit about that, whether it's your everyday living, your everyday life, you know what I'm saying? Jobs, careers, where you are spiritually, mentally, all those different things, health wise, you know what I'm saying? The principles are still the same. And we're just kind of touching on the different tones. So yeah, man, let me turn this music down a little bit before we get the vibe in too hard for this thing.
Gotta have the tunes,
Yeah, you know that. But
the tones.
so man, we were talking the other day, man, and we had a conversation. The way things work for me, Roger, this probably works for you the same way.
Hmm.
Is like my trains of thoughts are just like trains. They're like they hook to each other. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one
Hmm.
locomotive. It's like another another train car, and then before you know it, you've been sitting at a train track and you're waiting for it to pass, and you're looking for that last car, and then it's
Which
like,
takes
oh,
forever.
right, it takes forever, right? God forbid they stop on the track.
Oh my
Lord have mercy.
gosh.
But the track and the train, you're looking and you see, and the next thing you see another car coming. Well, that's how my trains are thought. All they'll link up that way. So one day we'll be talking about one thing, the next day we're talking about one thing, and you don't really know the whole picture until you put all the pieces of the puzzle together. Well, that's
Hmm.
how it's been for the past couple of weeks. We've been on a trip. You know what I'm saying? We've been out of town on vacation. We've been hanging and talking, clowning, whatever. And just these thoughts have been coming up, and it's just good to talk about them. And in
Hmm.
the middle of all this, when I get back on the trip, I start this podcast just randomly. You know what I'm saying? And Then all these ideas start coming up just about how we change our thoughts about thinking. And so the other day, the last episode, Raj, by the way, episode 2 was named "We Are What We Need." Ain't that crazy?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it was kind of leading up to this idea
Wow.
that we're talking about today already. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? But I didn't really hit what we're gonna hit on today, what we're gonna talk about
Mhm.
today, because what we're talking about today just kind of slapped me in my forehead the other day, just kind of like just out the blue in the morning, just knocked me off my whatever my horse is or whatever, and just got me together on how I think about things.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times, well, let's go back. Let's go back. So our issue and the issue we always have as people, as humankind, is the same issue that was in the garden. I mean, it's the same thing. Uh,
Mhm.
not to go into the whole story, but at the beginning, we were made in the image of God. We made just like He wanted us to be. We had everything that we need. He didn't even tell us that we had to get anything else. He just said dominate, multiply,
Mhm.
replenish, and that's it.
Mhm.
I need to give some instructions on what not to take your. I say take your lead from. This is dope. Be mindful what you let feed you. So He says, don't eat from this tree. You can eat from any tree, but just don't eat from this one. Tree of
Yeah.
knowledge can eat, right? And I think it's dope. What's feeding you kind of feeds you is kind of the thing that nourishes you and the thing that makes you produce like you do. And so we've had an ongoing Raj dilemma with mankind of always wanting something that we think we don't have.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Always trying to reach out, and it's been the hustle. It's been the hustle. It's been the grind. I mean, even from younger, everything we've learned from education and all has been taught from a foundation of need.
Mhm.
You need to do this, or you need to have this, or you want this, and not ever telling you what you have already
Mhm.
or who you are already, which is the big deal. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
And so, the other morning, man, it just kind of hit me, man, because you can have a tendency to be running all over the place trying to get all these different things just so you can have an identity,
Mhm.
or you can identify as successful, or identify as making progress. When in actuality, it's a trick when you have to reach out for something, because what it makes you do is neglect what you have already.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you could be standing in a gold mine. You know what I'm saying? But because you don't work your own field, you know what I'm saying? The trick
Mhm.
is the deception is always telling you, hey, if you eat from this, you'll be just like this.
Yeah.
Well, who told me I wasn't nothing in the first place?
And for me, like, I mean, you just said the word I was going to bring up. I mean, that's the reason why it's deception, right? It can't be deception unless it's something other than the truth, right?
Hmm.
So going all the way back to the garden and to the beginning, and with everything else in life, the reason why Satan tries to deceive us is because his whole goal is to get us to believe something other than the truth,
Other
right?
than
And the truth is, like you alluded to, we already have what we need. We already are. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why it's a deception is because he's trying to get us to not believe that. You know what I'm
exactly
saying? If it wasn't so, then it wouldn't be a deception.
right, right, right,
He
right.
would be trying to get us to believe the truth if that wasn't the case.
Because
But
the
the
only one
reason
is
why
the
it's a deception is
same.
because we already are. We already have it. So.
Absolutely. And see, I like I be playing around with them words. And so like you have concepts and then you have deception. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I took a very, 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 very small bit of Spanish in school. This much, right? But I remember that CON, meant with.
Hmm.
It really meant with. So I always use that in English. And so he said with the concept. Well, the accept like inception or conception is like a thought that you have already, and so it's the concept is with the thought, and I think decept is trying to take a thought away from you,
Hmm.
take the thought away from you. So here's God, and what God does is says, made you from me, I breathed into you right here, and then He tells you what you do. You know, this is who you are. He creates man, He creates woman. This is who you are. You name animals, you do all that. You have this: be fruitful, multiply, replenish. This is what you do. You already have the ability to do it. Do it. They don't
Hmm.
think nothing else. They don't know. They don't feel like they naked. They don't. It's right. But then here comes this other conversation, right?
Hmm.
And like you were talking about deception, the root word of conversation is converse, and converse means to change. So anytime you're hearing something, I know it say faith comes by hearing. Anytime you're hearing something, it's trying to change your mind about something. Here comes this conversation with somebody outside of where you come from,
Hmm.
somebody outside of the truth that made you, right?
Mhm.
and telling you have to do something that you weren't originally told you needed to do to be somebody. And he says, do something to be somebody. It's so backwards, man, because the process is really being something and then doing something,
Mhm.
right? But
Mhm.
but we learn other ways. So now I want you to do something to try to be something, and it immediately flips your whole process of how life goes. If we look around, it's the same way today. I always tell people the Garden of Eden ain't them people over there, it's us people right now.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so now the deception, now I'm trying to take that thought away from you that you're somebody already. Let me take it away from you that you already have what you need, right?
Mhm.
Because if I can take that away from you, then I can get you to do whatever it is that you think you need to do to have that.
Mhm.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so now it's a deception. It literally having a conversation to try to take that thought away from you, to take the truth away from you.
Mhm.
And if I can take that, well, it says you should know the truth, and the truth will make you free, right?
Mhm.
So if you don't know what that means,
Ain't
you know,
gonna be free.
yeah, you're in bondage, you're in slavery to something. You're in slavery to something or somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so back to that concept. So now bringing that to an everyday thing. Some people think it's a cool little Bible story, or whatever, but bring it now to everyday conversation.
Mhm.
If we look around, Raj, and we talk about this all the time, and the listeners can understand this, and if they look around and pay attention and be honest with themselves, it always looks like we're chasing the next thing.
Yeah, that's
Isn't it
exactly
crazy?
what it is.
Like we're chasing the next dollar, we're chasing the next promotion, we're chasing the next career, we're chasing the next relationship,
Mhm.
right? We're chasing the next. I mean, it's always the next, the next, the next, the next, the next thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it becomes a rat race, bro.
But I mean, honestly, that's the reason why we're never satisfied, right? Because we're not starting from a point of satisfaction,
Yep. Yep.
which we should. If we understand who we are,
You're
right,
right.
and what we already have,
Right.
then we're starting from a point of already being satisfied
It's
and
true.
just going through the motions of, pursuing whatever, seeking whatever to manifest that,
True.
right? But when you don't understand that, when you don't start with the satisfaction, then you're
Yep.
chasing, you're going everywhere, looking for everything to try to get that satisfaction. And even when you get some, or you think you get some, it still doesn't work because you don't have that basic understanding. So now it's like, okay, what's the next? On to the next. I
Right.
didn't get satisfaction with
It's
that
a
one,
lot.
so it got to
It's
be the
a lot.
next one that's gonna give it to me.
Yep.
And that don't ever work unless you're starting from that point where you are satisfied just based off of who you are and who you know you are.
Raj, that's so dope, bro. That's so dope because when you was talking, I heard you just said start from satisfaction, and when your foundation is satisfied, then I'm trying to describe it how I heard it in my head. When you start from satisfaction, then what satisfies you is different. You get it? Like the foundation.
Facts.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to describe it right because I don't want to sound like it's all out deep. But like if you're satisfied with who you are in God,
Mm-hmm.
who you are in Christ, right? If that's
Mm-hmm.
your satisfaction, then the thing that keeps you sustained. See the process. Progress is still moving forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's how you're moving forward that makes a difference between the will and not the will. And so
Mm-hmm.
if you think that what's going to sustain you is, I always put it together too with the first thing Jesus does is get tempted in the garden by the
Mm-hmm.
same one that was tempting him in the Garden of Eden, right?
Mm-hmm.
They start tempting him with fame. If this who you are, then you can do this. You know what I'm saying? Fame, giving you all kind of stuff. His
Mm-hmm.
life, his life on the line. He's tempting with all these different things, and it's almost like if you think that something else other than already having it will sustain you, you'll always be chasing the high. They said it about addicts, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could speak to this one day with some people. They say that they're always chasing that next high or chasing that first high that you got. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Because you just remember the sensation. You're always chasing it, but you're always chasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Turns into a lifetime of what each moment trails and turns into addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say this, Raj. We sometimes we look at people and we like to judge people, and we say because we not on fill in the space, fill in the blank, or whatever drug or whatever you want to put in there, right? That we're not addicts, but I always like to say we're functioning addicts.
Yeah.
We're addicted to all these ideas that we've been fed from wherever we've been fed them from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been fed ideas from family, from church, from school. I mean, all the foundational things we've been fed so many ideas, and there's been some sprinkle of some great things in there. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's some other stuff in there too, man. that'll get you chasing after all this other stuff, and now you're never satisfied
Right.
because the thing that made you, or what you are not so much what made you, but what you're made of,
Mm-hmm.
right, is not the thing that's coming from you, or the thing that you're following behind. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Makes total sense.
It's craziness, man.
That's
And
major too, bro.
yeah, it's fabricated, man. You're chasing after fabrication. You know what I'm saying? And it not only does it not satisfy you, but it doesn't match. When it gets to you, it doesn't match you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
cause it has you acting all out of sorts. It's almost like an allergic reaction. It's like we it's crazy, man, but we have living allergic reactions and we don't know what they are. We just go try to sleep them off or whatever. When actuality, mental allergic reactions, lifestyle, relationship allergic reactions,
Mm-hmm.
because we're chasing after things that don't have the same DNA and foundation as who we are.
Yeah.
And when I say who we are now, I'm not talking about who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Or who you this idea, but I'm talking about really going back down to the truth of who you are from God in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Not
Mm-hmm.
religiously, but on the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? And so we live an unsatisfied life. And then what it does too to us, Raj, and you can maybe speak to this a little bit too, is it keeps us from producing. Because if the statement is this, if and we was on the phone talking about this other day and it hit me while we were talking. I said if you're always reaching for something, you can't reap what's already
Mm-hmm.
coming from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things, bro. It's like it's almost like a confused sleight of hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I get you to look over there so you don't see what's really going on right here. If I
Mm-hmm.
can always have you looking. The last episode I was talking Raj about them crazy cows. You know, we down in the hood, in the country, or whatever. So I go. You see them crazy cows in the pasture, and they got their neck through the barbed wire fence,
Mm-hmm.
scratching everything up, but like almost just tearing it up. Try
Mm-hmm.
to get a patch of grass on the other side of the fence when they're standing in the whole patch where they
Mm-hmm.
are. It's craziness, man.
Yeah.
But it's almost like what we do. We're reaching so much that we're not reaping.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, so like for me, whenever we have these kind of talks, like certain words stick out, right? And so,
Mhm.
like as soon as you started talking about reproducing, like it just kind of opened my eyes to, I guess, to an example. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about, we don't reproduce because we don't go after the same thing that we are. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Like we don't like we're going after the wrong thing,
Uh-oh.
and that applies with any other type of reproducing, right? Not to get explicit or overly detailed, but if any animal tries to mate with another type of animal, it's not the same. There will be no reproduction, none
Say
whatsoever,
it again.
right? The only way in that, like, even in the animal kingdom, right? As
Right.
basic as that is, um, there's only going to be reproduction if that animal goes after and mates with the same
Humans
thing.
too, huh? Humans too, huh?
S- So, yeah, we are exactly. So us being something, us
Wow.
having something on the inside, right? But going after something different, that reproduction is never going to be fruitful
It's never gonna be fruitful.
ever.
It can't even happen. They use the word in the word in the Bible. Most people misinterpret. I like to say stuff like this, like the word fornication and
Hmm.
adultery, things of that nature. And we make it so much about relationships and stuff that we don't catch the essence of what he's saying. And it
Hmm.
is things relating to each other. But if you really look up the word fornication, it means illicit sex or sex outside of not outside. It don't say outside of marriage. It says sex outside of what's natural.
Yeah.
It means like a bestiality they call it. You know what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
a certain thing is it talks about that, and it's really a deeper underlying meaning of that, which really is just talking about the fact that you're not matching with the true essence of who you are.
Exactly.
And so now you're reaching, you're yearning, you have these, and it's crazy too, man. Because once we get these, then you can get these 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 perverted appetites. And
Hmm.
remember, we're not once again. I'm not talking about sex or anything like that right now. Although it falls in that lane, right?
Hmm.
But we get these perverted appetites. Where now we'll do anything for the money, or we'll do anything for the promotion, or we'll do anything for the relationship, or we'll
Hmm.
do anything for whatever. And it gets to the point to where you find yourself wilding to chase after something that you become addicted to.
Hmm. Mhm.
Get it? Change the tone now. We change
Mhm.
the tone of how we think about things.
Mhm.
What I want to say is, and we'll keep talking about it, but what I want to say is, whether you believe us or not, right now on the screen, whether you believe us or not, you have everything that you need right now. Now, don't start judging it based off of what you think need and want is. And once again, I'm not saying the needs and wants aren't real, but it's where do you live from when it comes down to those things.
Mhm.
And a lot of needs and wants have you out here tricking on the block, boy. you turning tricks, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to say that about the people too that think they're living everyday life normal. You think, well, I ain't doing what they doing. No, you tricking too. You
Mhm.
turning trick. You turning some kind of trick, some kind of way. If you don't know truly who you are and settle down into that, I
Mhm.
never, Raj, want to. It's almost like it's almost like me looking for new friends, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not even talking to you on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I'm not even making the best of. And then I'm like, man, we ain't got no friends, man. Man, I wish I had some other friends, man. And man, I ain't got nobody to hang with, whatever. Then
Mhm.
you're right here. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I don't develop a relationship with you. I don't even hit you up and be like, yo, what's up? What's going on this weekend? Right? We don't
Mhm.
even have those conversations. But then I have the nerve to complain about not having anybody to hang out with.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, bro. Like you're doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Like you're standing right in the middle of what could be the thing that multiplies for you, but the trick and the system and the society has told you, go get it, 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 go get it.
Yeah.
There's a statement I like, Raj, and I like to keep the statement in front of me. I just heard it one day, but it said, my submission must be stronger than my ambition.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean I don't have ambition, right? You know what I'm saying? But my
Mhm.
submitting to who I really am is greater than me being ambitious. My ambition should follow up with my submission. Submitting to the fact that I already got what I need. Go ahead. I saw your face just now. Go
No, I'm just like, nigga, I mean,
ahead. Yeah.
that's major.
No, that's how it goes, man.
That's major. That's major. Like that one, no one hit home, bro.
But that's how it goes, man. You know what I'm saying? Submitting to, and you can speak to this. We can speak to this in a lot of areas of our lives and things that we may have been promoted to, you know what I'm saying, or different levels of whatever you want to call it, levels of life that we've able to grow to. You know what I'm saying? You never want to go somewhere that you haven't grown to because it'll be too much pressure for you.
Yeah.
Now watch this. If I got zero, if I'm told to multiply, be fruitful and multiply, right? Well, first of all, I can't multiply nothing if all I got is zero.
Mhm.
So immediately when you tell me to multiply, that means I have something already, right? I don't have to
Mhm.
get nothing from nowhere else. I have it already, and if I work what I have, then it will create some of the things that I think I desire. Make sense,
Mm.
right? All
Mhm.
fruit. Nobody takes fruit and staples it on the tree and then calls it an apple tree. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It does that. I mean, even if you did it, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Right? The fruit has to come from there. So knowing that you have something already, and I'll be honest. Let me. Can I tell them like I told you the other day, and I can't say the exact words. Let's
Mhm.
keep it. Let's keep it a buck. I can't say the exact words.
Not on here.
Not on here. Not on here. Like it was told to me, but God speaks to me in a certain way. And in essence, He was telling me to shut up, right,
Mhm.
and work what you have. We have a
Yep.
tendency to complain and just yearn after other stuff and look for this and then wonder why ain't nothing happening or why this ain't taking up. No, it's gonna take off in your seed.
Mhm.
It's gonna take off the seed of the person that you are in the work that you're doing right there. What are you doing with what you have? You know what I'm saying? And if you're not maxing out what you have, then what are you talking about what you don't have? I guarantee almost and not only almost every person listening to us right now has something that they could be working right now that they're not maxing out.
I believe it. Absolutely.
I don't care what the circumstance is. There is something that you could be working out right now to multiply into something else. You're not maxing out to the fullest ability.
Mhm.
We live in a society also, Roz, and we they call us millennials, right? We came in with the internet, right? Like we
Mhm.
came with the internet, cell phone, all that stuff, right? So we knew when all this stuff started moving fast, we were looking, we was like, oh boy,
Mhm.
in a few years, this is gonna be wild. And it was almost like, the internet and everything like that, man, it's almost like Pandora's box. It opens up and everybody was trying to get control of it, but you can't control it anymore.
Mhm.
And so we live in a society where they're saying so much and telling us so much. And this person is we live in a place right now where people are sending Roz, people are selling curriculums, are selling lessons, are selling how-to videos on how to do something that they don't even do. Ain't that crazy? Like bro, like for real. And they're making tons of money just because they know what people want.
Mhm.
I'm gonna teach y'all how to make, $1,000, in 2 days for the next 20 days. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, that sounds that's great. Everybody would love to make $20,000 in the next 10 days, right?
Sound good.
That math, right? That quick math, right? Everybody like to make 20,000 in the next 10 days, and then you buy the program and they made $20,000 in the next 10 days because all y'all bought the program.
Mhm.
And then they didn't tell you all the stuff. And so it's always a reach. So whenever I'm reaching, you should remember this. Whenever I'm reaching, I'm not reaping. Whenever I'm reaching out for something else, I'm missing out on what I have already.
Yeah.
I had to do that the other day, bro. Like when I called you, man, I had to look around and say, bro, like, and then it makes you, you're not you're not grateful. You can end up being ungrateful.
Mhm.
You can be a complainer. You can be a blamer, right?
Mhm.
And then it also hurts. If the greatest command is love the Lord your God, all your heart, your mind, soul, and then love your neighbor as yourself. It hurts the people around you because sometimes that's the ground that you're supposed to be working, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
It is
saying?
the ground. Yeah.
That is the ground, man. I mean, that's where we come from too. We come from the ground.
Mhm.
And so I just, I guess the main thing, that that I guess I want people to get while we're talking today is just if everybody could just calm down and slow down for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
just look around and take a inventory of where you are and what you have. Don't define yourself off of somebody else or where they told you should be or what they told you it's going to take to make something happen. Every person I know that is truly successful. I'm not talking about just money alone. I'm not just talking about just any particular field or whatever. But any person I know that is truly successful, or truly moved. First of all, they'll tell you really don't know how it happened. I can tell you some principles of how we started and what I was dedicated to, but I really don't know how I got here. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And I didn't plan it for it to be like this. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's what it is. I mean, you couldn't tell me, Raj, we can plant an apple tree outside right now. And we don't know how many apples gonna be on that thing. It don't
At
say you
all.
seeds and be like this seed is worth 32 apples. Like we don't we don't know how many it's gonna produce.
Mm-mm.
And then what people don't know about apple trees is every apple comes out with a different DNA. We only get red apples or green apples or whatever because they splicing and doing all the kind of stuff, which you gotta Google at your own. But usually if you have apple tree, you'll have totally different colors of apples on the same tree.
Mm.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you can never predict it, man, but you have to let yourself grow and let it be, right?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
for instance, and I throw this out there. We talk about this a lot, but I'm, you're talking about you got a promotion recently. You know what I'm saying? And it
Mhm.
just started, but it's one of those things where it's like who you are and what you were producing, where you were, caused the promotion. It wasn't that
Mhm.
you chased it. Ain't that crazy?
Mhm.
You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
you just being who you are and doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Attracted the promotion to you.
Yeah.
Man, talk about it, bro. I mean, talk about it, man. I just,
Yeah. No, I mean,
listening to what you doing all that stuff, man. But
I mean, as soon as you went there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the principles, right? And so, so I'm out there in corporate America, and you see you meet all different types of people, and you meet and see a lot of people that do chase a title. They're chasing the next raise, the next promotion. Trying to get to a certain spot, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like, I always saw it where if I just approach things the right way, like all
absolutely,
that stuff was gonna take care of itself.
mhm,
Like all those promotions, raises, all that, like all that's gonna worry about me. You know what I'm saying? If I worry about the right thing,
absolutely.
those things are gonna worry about me.
Hey, say that again. Say that again. Them things gonna worry about you. You got to think about it. Which
Yeah,
part?
no, I mean, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like I
You, you
and I
are you telling me that those things are gonna be thinking about you?
yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. And that's why I don't get bent out of shape. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, under a lot of people that are pursuing and chasing after those types of things, they're constantly under stress and have this anxiety and something don't shake within a certain amount of time, they're worrying and thinking they're falling behind and it's because they are worrying about those things. They are
Mm,
going after those things for that reason. And
absolutely.
so my thing was like, no matter what was going on, no matter what kind of shakeups, reorganization, no matter who came in, no matter what position came up, like there was never any stress or worry because I mean at the end of the day, I know if I go about things the right way, those things
Yep,
are gonna worry about me. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? And they're just gonna
Absolutely.
come.
Absolutely.
So that's how it happened. I mean, even the one recently, you know what I'm saying? Like that stuff wasn't anywhere on my mind, you know what I'm saying, as far as trying to go after a promotion or it was kind of a surprise because it was basically some new positions they had created,
Right.
to try to get some things done in the
Right.
company. So
Right.
I didn't even know that. So, and this is crazy too, but um, before they even, check this out, before they even announced that they had created these positions, they had already identified me as one of the ones they wanted to take this position. So when I found out about the position, I found out that I was the one they wanted to take that position,
So they create
right?
a position. If that ain't fruit,
Facts.
I don't know what it is, man.
Facts. I mean, they rolled it all out at the same time, and it's like, wait, what? And it's
Like,
like,
so,
yeah.
bro, so hold on, Raj. I don't know what you're saying. Hold on, you do know what you're saying, but let me
Mhm,
narrate a little bit. So what's going on is there is a promotion that's created because they need it. It's
mhm,
something that they needed. So
mhm.
they create this place, and then let me see.
Before I even have an opportunity to know and worry about the position, it's a done deal.
They Rod, you were written into the position. Like it's like coding. We all know coding is, right? Like
Mhm,
it's like when you it's like inside of the coding you were already written into it. So it was no possibility for anything else to happen because it was tailor made for you. And this is what fruit is. Dog,
it's real when you got to clap.
bro, like, whoa, and the boss are going like this. Yeah, but this is what fruit is, bro.
Yeah,
Like this is
yeah.
what fruit looks like when and don't tell me that it can't happen because it's not these we get fictitious rides and we be like, oh, it's up in the air and God do this and God do. No, hold on. There was something that you had to do with what you had.
Mhm,
And because you were doing what and just put your head down and do it. Just put your head down and do it. Just put your head down and do it. From all the times I've known you, bro, all these years, I've never heard you complain about it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing said, man, we working long, man. We got, I gotta put these hours in, gotta give it, you know what I'm saying? Never heard you
mhm,
complain about it. Put your head down and work and do what
mhm,
you gotta do. And what happens is these, and this ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
This is just,
mhm,
just another, but these things come from you.
mhm,
I called you the other day and I said, and anybody listening right now, and Raj, what's funny, bro, is I asked the same question to everybody. I asked to you, I asked to Nakia, I asked to Jam, EJ. If y'all know these people been around, Jam, EJ, I asked to Jamal, I asked to Jay, I asked everybody,
mhm,
right? I said the same thing. I said, what's the scripture? I said, quote the scripture, seek ye first. Everybody's like, seek ye first the kingdom, God's righteousness, and all these things will be added. And so I said, well, do you think you're seeking the kingdom? And
mhm.
everybody the same day was like,
It almost seemed like a trick question. It's like,
it does, it does, it does. Like,
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
think
yeah,
so.
I, I think I'm saying, I think, and everybody had the same thing. And the couple was like, no, I don't really know. I'm trying. And I said, no, 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 no. And everybody listening to catch this. I said, no. Like, are you whether you get it right or wrong, right? Whether
Mhm,
whether you whether you whether you get it right or wrong, what I'm asking you is, are you trying to get it right?
mhm,
Are you trying to do it God's way? Are you trying to seek the kingdom? Well, the answer everybody came back and said, well, yes.
mhm,
Well, then if I seek first the kingdom and realize He doesn't say find it,
mhm.
He says seek it.
Seek it. Mhm,
That's huge, right?
mhm,
Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. Because I begin to seek first that, He adds the things. So now I have to know right now. And the way he started talking to me, he said, y'all talking like this is past or y'all talking like it's in the future. He said, but if you're seeking, I'm adding right now. And
mhm.
really, truth of the matter is, it's already been added to you. You just
Yep,
realizing it.
yep.
You see what I'm saying? These things,
Mhm,
what you're talking about right now, it was destined. But if you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to get another job and try to apply for another promotion because somebody done put out an ad on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
Or somebody that says something about making more money. But that money is tricky too, bro.
Yeah.
That'll have you running all over the place like a $2 hole, boy. Just have you all
Mhm.
over the place trying to do stuff. You got to watch it because the money comes to you because it comes from you. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What comes from you attracts money to you, but everybody
Mhm.
sits still. You don't see a bunch of trees walking around here. They just sit there and do what they got to do.
Mhm.
And you didn't say, "Well, I'm going to get another promotion from somewhere else because they got another." And I know you. You know what I'm saying? These people may not know you that well, but I know you, and I know your resume speaks for itself.
Mhm.
And so I know you probably go anywhere in the country you wanted to and get anything. I mean, not even country, just international, and get whatever you want in your field. I know it for a fact.
Mhm.
But the fact that and then there's some other things in there that I may not get into too far detail, but I remember years ago you had the opportunity to move and you didn't move because you want to stay planted.
Mhm.
Church that you're in. Shout out to
Mhm.
Apostle Thompson, right? Oh, right,
Shout
right,
out. Yeah.
right. But like you said, I'm staying connected. That's planted too.
Mhm.
And because I stay planted in where I am, I'm able to be fruitful in what I should be. Right.
Mhm.
So now I don't get up and be like chasing this other promotion, chasing this other job, or I'm tired of this complaining. But it's no, I sit there and I be who I am in the ground that I've been planted in. And
Mhm.
even though it might get heavy, even though it might be over my head, even though I might feel overworked, even though it might feel like it's coming down and crushing me, that's the whole process of a seed, partner.
Yeah.
Seed goes in the ground and get covered up, it get dark, get buried.
Mhm.
If you ever getting buried, man, just don't move. Just stay there and keep working. I guarantee that's where your growth is gonna come from.
Yeah.
But here you are just sitting there working the same spot. And then Raj is such a dope. I mean, we talked about it, but we didn't talk about it like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, like, podcast talk about the position was created, it was tailored for you before you knew. Boy, that sound like before you was formed in the belly, I knew you, boy.
That's
Like,
exactly what it sounds like. But
bro,
it's Matthew 6:33 all day, bro.
all
Like you
day.
said, if you're going in the right direction where you're seeking after
Yep,
what you should, then that's how it's supposed to work. All these other things are supposed to be added to you. They supposed to be looking for you. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? So,
yep, yep. It's coming to you. And see, seek ye first the kingdom of God is not a deep flighty spiritual up in the air thing. When you start seeking the kingdom of God, the question right before that, all right, let me go right before that. That's 33 right in that chapter, right? 633.
mhm,
6 and 9, everybody talks about prayer. He teaches how to pray. And he says this. He says, when you pray, pray like this: Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom
kingdom
come.
come.
Same kingdom we say seek first, right?
Mhm,
And thy will be done in earth. In
mhm,
earth, outside us too, right? But in earth as it is in heaven. So now you're
mhm,
praying. And when you start realizing what the kingdom of God is, it's going to start telling you how to be where you are. It's not this, I be seeing these people, they hurry up and they want to quit doing what they're doing to go be some kind of spiritual person, like a preacher or a reverend or pastor or whatever, all that, right? Just
mhm,
they do all that. No, he's going to tell you how to be and how to be planted where you are, and then like a forest, the trees branch out. Even Jesus talked about that in John 15. He said, I'm the vine, you're the branches. And
mhm,
he talks about you and me and I'm and you. It's all talking about planting. You have to go read that for yourself. But being where you are attracts what was on your plate from the first place. Everything has been planned out already, Raj. You know what I'm saying? But if
mhm,
you're not in your lane, if you're not planted where you should be, and know that you have it all, you have what you need now, and the need is the seed that's in you, the seed that you are, is going to produce everything that you need.
mhm,
This running culture, man, this grinding, this running after this clone culture, man. Like we live in this place where we got to be smarter than that, man, because people want to clone you. If I can get you, there's an old scripture that says, "He who winneth souls is wise."
mhm,
We thought he was talking about no witnessing, telling people about Jesus. No, it's just if I can get your soul, it'll be wise for me because I get you to do what I want you to do.
mhm,
Whatever it is that I want you to do, if I can get your mind,
mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And so change the tone. Change the tone. I had them again, bro. I just had it again. Right? Change the tones, right? And then I'm glad it said tones on. I'm gonna play them again. Tones only. Yeah, I'm glad it says tones only because the only tone you need is yours.
Yeah.
Stop looking at mine. Stop looking at Raj. Stop looking at everybody else's. The only thing you need to see from me or Raj or anybody else that you listen to that may be producing something. The only thing you need to see is the basic principle.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that a lot of people catch people's hands and what they have and don't catch who they are.
Yeah.
And so they begin to chase the hands, bro. Go, God.
No, I mean, I was gonna say, like, that's exactly what it is. Like, what makes somebody want to be like somebody else? Is
Mhm.
because I mean, it has to be because they don't think who they are, what they are, how they are now is enough. So they see something else and they're like, "Oh man, I'm not that. I'm not like that. So
Crazy.
man, I got to go chase that." You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But bringing it back to the beginning where we was at, as soon as you understand who you are
Mhm.
and how you already are enough. Like he made you enough. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
of course, it's a process of having that be revealed to you so you can manifest and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
But everything you think you're chasing, like you already are. Right. And so that even plays into why we're chasing other people. Like we see people,
I was
social
about to get,
media,
I was about to get to it.
superstars. I mean, you see all this stuff on TV and it captivates us because we don't understand that we already are everything that we need and want and should be operating from that. So, but we see
Operating
something
from that.
else,
Yep. 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 Yep.
not understanding that we're already enough. So now
Mhm.
that makes us think there's a gap that we got to
It's,
close and
it's
we got to
an
go
invisible
chase.
gap that's not really there. But why you can't see it, Rod? You see a gap because you're looking out in the gap.
Yeah,
You're looking over there when you should just be focused right on where you at.
yeah.
There's an old statement I like to say all the time, and you be able to finish it. What you focus on
Expand.
expands. I mean, bro, it's like a broken record. We done said that so much. And so if I'm looking at the gap, then the gap expands.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm focusing on where I am, then where I am expands. That's growth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to get on it, Rod. You ready? Are you sure
Mm-hmm.
you ready? We about 40 minutes in. I'm about to get on it because we're talking about chasing people now, right?
All right, come on.
And we talking about everything we need, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so me and Rod, okay, uh so I've told some young ladies before, you know what I'm saying? If I've said this to people before, and I wasn't being rude. I mean, it may have come across rude because it's not the normal thing to be said or whatever. But I'll say this, from my heart. When it comes down to dating and relationships, I know everybody all excited about that conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll look a girl in the eye and tell her, "Hey, I don't need you. I don't."
Straight up.
And I've already told myself because I realize who I am, and it's not about all this other stuff. I like romance and all this stuff. It's not about all that, but it's the fact that I don't live from a foundation of romance or feelings.
Mm-hmm.
All the butterflies and all that don't live from all that's cool. It feels all fun and everything, but we don't live from there, right? And so now my foundation says that if a relationship never happens for me, I'm not married yet. If it never was to happen, right? I'm good. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I don't feel like I'm losing anything. I wiped all the fallacies. I went to the scriptures for myself, and all this stuff people talking about of what you need and what give you blessings and favor and all that stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't hear none of that. Not from Jesus. I didn't hear none of that from the truth,
Mm-hmm.
in the flesh. I didn't hear none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we come up with all these things and these ideas, and we begin to chase. But I mean, you say the same thing, Roz. And we had the conversation the other night about having everything we need. If I got
Mm-hmm.
everything I need, then what is it that I'm doing out here running after all this other stuff? Maybe, or you said a little while ago, Raj, that when I function from who I truly am and function from the place of satisfaction, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Function from a place of having what I need already, then it attracts other things to me,
Mm-hmm.
right? The stuff that
Mm-hmm.
if I did, let's say today's Saturday. Right now it's Saturday the what's the 23rd, 24th. I
20,
don't know what date it is. 24th.
24th, yeah.
24th. Right? It's Saturday 24th, right? Well, let's say I need something on the 27th, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it today. The 24th right now, I have everything that I need,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if I be everything that I need right now today, and just like right now, we handling our business, we doing what we got to do, we working our ground right now, it's gonna attract what's needed for me on the 27th, but I don't need to be functioning about that need.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? Because
Mm-hmm.
he says in Matthew 6 too, he says, take no thought for tomorrow. He said, don't even think about it. You don't think about what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna put on, what you're gonna. But take no thought for tomorrow. But just seek that. And a lot of times we get to worrying. We are guilty about our past, or we're worried or stressed about our futures, and we don't attract the things. We don't attract who we are because we're so worried about what we got. We probably gonna need that over there. And I'm not talking about not planning. Like I know people always try to find an excuse to discredit sometimes the truth of just sitting your tail down and just being who you're supposed to be, right?
Mhm.
The truth of the matter is, we get so worried about something, and so now I think that if there is something that I needed relationship wise coming up in my future, it all is contingent on me being who I'm supposed to be right now and living from need. Living
Mhm.
from the fact that not living from needing something, but living from the fact that I am and I have what I need right now.
Mhm.
You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Mhm.
could that be, Raj, why people attract, you know, the different people they attract, crazy and not crazy?
Mhm.
you know,
Nah, facts. I mean, 100%.
you can go out there and try to get something and you can get something you don't want.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But well, here's let me go. I'm gonna keep it Gus. I'm gonna keep it a G. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? Let me keep it a buck. I asked a girl the other day, man, and we were talking, and a friend of mine the other day, and I said, well, do you like thirsty dudes? And she was like, nah. I was like, why you don't like thirsty dudes? Why you don't like dudes that's thirsty? She was like, I just too much. I don't want to. I just too, you just too needy, too needy, right? Needy people, right?
Needy.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
rich and needy, right? And I always knew, and I'm about to break code for a lot of dudes, but just I'm gonna do it anyway. I always knew if I wanted to holler at the girl that everybody thought was fine, I knew to give her a strong dose of ignoring. I
Mhm.
know to give her a strong dose of right, like
Mhm.
you're not everything that you think you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna downplay you. I'm not gonna put you down or nothing. But I'm gonna say something like this. I'm gonna say like, you fine, but you ain't finer than me. Shout out to my dog Raj. I got that line from him.
It's the realest thing I ever spoke, man.
Realest thing I ever spoke. Like, right? Like, you fine, but you ain't finer than me. And it's we laugh and it's talking about game, but the idea is not being in a needy position because
Mhm.
boy, your needs will have somebody running you through the ringer, boy, have
Exactly.
you all over the place. You'll be what we like to call them a simp, right? Like you acting all out of sorts. Girls the same way. Have you given up stuff that you didn't want to give up at first, but you feel like you need something so bad,
Yeah.
and you're not functioning from the confidence of if it don't happen, I'm good.
Yeah. And
You know
what's
what I'm saying?
crazy is, I mean, you said like your needs will have, people running you through the ringer. Well,
Yep.
in addition to that, it's your needs will have you running yourself through the ringer because you don't realize you already have what you need. You already are what you need.
Yep.
So yeah, other people take advantage of that too, as you were
Absolutely.
saying. But
Absolutely.
even outside of that, like you would start taking advantage of yourself just because you don't understand.
And that's the worst advantage. How you gonna molest yourself?
That's crazy.
How you raping yourself? How you misusing yourself? How you cheating on
That's
you?
crazy.
You cheating on you. You stepping out on
Yeah.
yourself, right?
But we do it.
We do it, Roger. Do it every day, and it gets wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we've got to be able to live from, and not this fake stuff, and not this fake stuff because you think you can't get nobody, so you just act like you don't want nobody. You know what I'm saying? I wanna
Yeah.
I wanna break a lot of stuff down, man, because people really need to know that they are enough just in themselves. This is what God gave us. He made us that way,
Hmm.
and all the things that we need, all the things will be. He says this in the scripture. He says, "For I have don't take no thought what you gonna eat, what you gonna wear, all that stuff, what you gonna drink." He said, "Because I know that you have need." He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He thought you needed it. You think you need it. You get it? And so
Yeah.
I understand that, and I need to address that. So I'm gonna add those things to you. But I'm telling you, if you seek first the kingdom, which is really inside of you, which is the way that I made you, I always say this, the most important things about us, Roger, on the inside of us.
Hmm.
I'm not talking about the spirit of God on it. No, I'm talking about like your brain,
Yeah.
like your heart, and like your blood and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That they're on the inside, and it's such a miracle how they work without us even touching them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Some of us have lived our whole lives and never seen our heart. I've never seen mine.
Me
I've never
neither.
seen my brain. Like I've never seen, all these things, you know what I'm saying? And but it's the most important part of me. I would
Mhm.
trade all this equipment and all this other stuff for the fact of having a good heart in a snap.
Mhm.
That was a choice. Or having
Mhm.
in a snap. There's
Mhm.
no question. You couldn't pay me for it.
Yeah.
And so, functioning from what's already on the inside of us will attract those things that we should. And not only this, Raj, not only attract what should be towards us, right?
Mhm.
But it will immediately, and y'all catch this, it will immediately um expose what's coming to you that don't match you. You get it? You got these ladies, you got these guys that come in your life and they look the part and they say the part and they talk the part, but something just ain't it ain't rubbing right. It ain't
Yeah.
just it's just scratch because it don't match.
It don't
It's something
match.
about you having an allergic reaction to these dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers the same way with these girls. You have an allergic reaction because it's not matching. It's not matching properly. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And when you know who you are, I'm not talking about this. I don't need nobody. I'm just no, not that, not that, not that. I'm saying I just, I'm just chilling in who I am, and I'm busy enough to do what I have to do, and all these things will be added. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a situation where if you would sit down and do that, you end up attracting those things that you never knew you needed.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? Like those
Mm-hmm.
things that were beneficial to you. But watch this: if you don't know you need it and it comes to you, that's an addition. You get it?
By definition, yeah.
But if you you felt like you needed something, then now you're making up your own ad. You're making up your own addition, and we don't even know if you're just fabricating or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a peace, it's a rest, it's a calmness in who I truly am,
Yeah.
and that changes everything. I'm going to say again, change the tone of your mind. Just give yourself some time to change your tone. You have what you need. So I don't care. Well, I ain't got enough money. Well, I'm working in this job. Well, my relationship is like this. My relationship. No, just calm down and work your field.
Mm-hmm.
And what your field is going to do is going to filter out and work out and produce everything and spit out everything that's not supposed to be there. It's almost like it's a godlike filter, man. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Mm-hmm.
you know, these lists,
What list, Trell?
you know exactly what lists I'm talking about.
Lists?
Yeah, these lists of all these things that you need for a relationship and stuff like that. I'll put it like this, and boy, they gonna hate this. God, dog, but I gotta say it, Raj. The ooh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
The longer the list, the greater the insecurity.
Facts. Facts.
The longer the list, the more you don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
This is on God, right? Because how do you know? All right, if you don't know, you can have plans. The Bible talks about many of the plans of man, but then there was death, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you got plans, you don't know what you're gonna need next year or the year after that. But you
Mm-hmm.
about to get something that you think you're gonna need for the plan that you made for yourself, and then in 5 years you're gonna complain about it.
Yeah.
5 to 7 years, right? You're gonna complain about it, want somebody to counsel you, want to go to therapy and all this other stuff. When in actuality, if you'd have just calmed down and just chill. I know if I got some of the stuff right, I said it so many times. If I got some of the stuff that I thought I wanted, I thought I needed.
It's been the worst thing in the world, boy.
You ever had them girls come at you to do the things they think you need?
Yes. Absolutely.
They try to be all this different stuff. It's like, hey, I don't need that. You and I are the same, right? We're bachelors. You know what I'm saying? We like our own houses, and we just doing our own thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to come and clean up. I don't need you to come. You want to come and do? I don't need you to come and do these things that you think I need from a woman. No, I'm straight. It's true, man.
Yeah.
I know how to
Yeah.
clean, wash clothes. What you want to talk about? My mama taught me how to do all that, right? So because we have everything we need. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. So we have everything we need. So now when there's an encounter rise, then it doesn't come from a needy person needing something. It comes
Yeah.
now with somebody who knows who they are, meeting somebody who knows who they are, and they become a bigger who they are.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
I hear the idea about eliminating weaknesses and stuff, and I get it, but I just think we got to function from a place of knowing who we are.
Yeah. That's what it all boils down to. And and that's why it answers the question. I mean, just for context, that's where the question came up at, right? I mean, we were talking and the question was,
It was a tough one, dude. It was a tough one at first.
how can I say, I'm good, I don't need nobody, but if I do pursue somebody, all of a sudden there's this list of stuff that they need to have in order for me to feel like I can be with them.
Right,
And
right.
it's like,
It don't.
in
It
some
don't.
ways in some ways that cannot make sense. It could sound, like you're contradicting yourself, and it is,
Mhm.
unless, like you said, you're functioning from who
This.
you know you are
Yep. Yep.
and who you've been made to be. And then at that point, it's really not, you needing this or needing that. And it's really a point of you just attracting who you are.
Wow, Raj, attracting who you are. So you're saying that we need to put down these lists and live. Yeah, put
Put
down your list and live.
put it on the shirt.
Put it on the shirt. That is, put on. Hey, Jim, you see me? We're gonna
Put
put
it
down
on the
this list
shirt.
and live. Put down the list and live.
That's the next graphic.
That's the next graphic, right? Because that's what needs to happen. Put down the list and live,
Hmm.
and you will attract who you are. God, that's great, bro. That's great. Attract who you are. These lists are hurdles. They're getting in the way. They're tripping you up. They're quicksand.
Yeah.
They're tripping you up. Matter of fact, make a list about yourself. Make your list. Got it. No, here's a list, Raj. Here's a list. Make a list. Let's list. Everyone want to have a list, right? For a relationship. Let's make a list of everything you have already. And don't make no list about nothing that compares to that. Just make a list of what you have, and then look on that list and realize: am I maxing this and this and this and this and this?
Hmm.
Well, I got this. Am I maximizing this? Am I maximizing this? And let's make this list, and let's max the list of ourselves.
Do that.
And I guarantee it'll attract everything that you could. I mean, better than what you probably could have been looking for,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And well, how you know? How you know? All I'm telling you, don't worry about how I know, because there's some things going on right now. How Raj? We ain't gonna put it out there, but there's some things going on. There's some things going on right now. That's
That's how it
just,
happens.
and it's like, what? How?
Yeah.
Okay, and we're still not stressed. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Hmm.
just having what you need, man. And I just take an inventory, man. Take an inventory of your life. You know what I'm saying? And take an inventory. I mean, this is, I almost want to say, Rod, I text somebody like that. Say, man, this is my lifelong. I mean, it's my lifelong message, man.
Hmm.
Because this is majorly what we're not being told. We're told that I wrote this down. It's not so much about getting in the spirit, because I am a spirit. So it's
Hmm.
not so much about getting in the spirit or tapping into the spirit. It's about tapping out of the world system,
Yeah.
or tapping out of this system that's around us, that's telling us everything about us that didn't create us.
Yeah.
How you gonna tell me how I work and you ain't make me?
Can't.
You can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so this is dope, man.
Mm. And I mean, it's gonna be a lifelong message. You know what I'm
It is.
saying? Just because of the fact that no matter how much you operate from who you are, you
It's
can
always
always do that more
there's
on
always
a
more, bro.
on a higher level. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a lifelong journey. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
So.
Yep. And this becomes the organics of life. You know what I'm saying? It's production, and I think and it's funny. A lot of things you say is funny, and it's kind of challenging. But I really would like everybody to calm down and know who they are and know what they have and function from there, because it makes life better for all of us.
Hmm.
Forests with an S, plural, right, aren't fabricated. They flow together.
Hmm.
You get a forest when the branches from this tree intertwines with the branches from that tree, and before you know, you can't tell the difference.
Hmm.
You ever heard of the pando? You got to look it up one day, man. It's called the pando. It's like it's the biggest, supposed to be the biggest living organism in the world, whatever. But it looks like a forest. I've said this in another podcast before too, but it looks like a forest. It looks like a bunch of trees. It's miles and miles of trees, but it's really one organism from one root that made it sprout up in all these different places. Just
Hmm.
look it up. Just Google it. It's called the pando, bro. It's so dope, bro, and how it comes together to make a forest. And that's really what we're doing.
Hmm.
Some of us, the idea of need, I won't say this and then we'll wrap it up in a second. We've been going about an hour. The idea of need, we were supposed to attract everything that should be a part of us, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But our idea of need and not functioning from the fact that we are what we need has become a propeller, I guess, propelling things from us. It's not now. It's no longer a magnet. You ever had the magnets? You try to put them together, but you have to flip it over
Hmm.
side, and if you flip it the other way, that it's gonna propel each other.
Hmm.
But we've been actually pushing things away because we thought we needed them,
Yep.
and it
That's
becomes
deep.
it becomes it pushes things away. It becomes a blinder, so where you can't see who you are and what you have already, and it becomes a wall that keeps you boxed in. Right?
Hmm.
When in actuality, you should be flourishing from inside to out.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's imperative, man. I'm gonna say these few things, Raj, and we'll leave with some last words. But only one thing is needful. This is the words of Jesus, the words of the Master. He said,
Mm-hmm.
only one thing is needed. He told the other guy, only one thing you're lacking. You know what I'm saying? And he says these things over and over again because he's trying to tell you the only thing you're missing is you.
Yeah.
And in the scripture says this, Raj, seek ye or seek you first.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you've been looking for is you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're missing it. And you won't calm
Mm-hmm.
down. And you taking everybody else's word for it. You taking all these other, and you won't calm down. Let me let you know that you have everything you need.
Yeah.
Living from there.
Mm.
Dope conversation, Raj.
That's it, man.
Dope conversation, bro. I love it, bro. I just
Yeah.
think that people need to hear it, bro.
I hope they got it, man. I mean,
Hope they got
it's
it.
heavy.
I mean, I hope I'm getting it. I gotta make sure, make sure
Yeah.
I keep functioning that way, man. But it's so stress free, man. It makes you calm down. You're not wound up, man, and I don't know, man. Just calm down, bro. Just chill. You know what I'm saying? From relationships to your money, to your health, to just friendships, to family, to your spiritual life, what you want to call it, a spiritual life. Like even that, man. Like sometimes we're chasing after a presence, or chasing after a feeling, or chasing after a move.
Mm-hmm.
You are the move.
You got to
You know
move.
what I'm saying? You the move that you've been looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, man. It's been dope, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Hey,
I
bro.
had fun, man. I like this.
Listen, bro. I want to tell you something, bro. I want to say that I love you, bro. I'm gonna say this in public, bro, in front of everybody, bro. That you my bro. I love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, bro, being my first guest on here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come holding it down for the light skins.
Hopefully, I ain't set the bar too low.
I look kind of light on this thing with this light on right now.
I'm saying, don't
um,
talk too much, bro, because we ain't that far from where I'm
we ain't
looking
that
at right
far.
here.
One summer, I stay inside, you stay outside. We can get it done, bro.
Man, you give me one good weekend on the beach, bro.
One good week on the beach, bro. I'm gonna
Well,
just stay inside. Don't turn the lights on or nothing. Just sit in the dark.
we good, bro. We good.
It'll be it'll be tones only.
Because we gonna be the same.
We're gonna be the same tones only. This has been fun, bro. I appreciate it, bro.
Anytime, man. It was my pleasure, bro. I had a
Yeah,
good
bro.
time. Hopefully it blessed somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Y'all follow Raj, man. Raj, what's your Instagram, man?
Parade of Kings _ in between each word. Parade of Kings,
Parade
bro.
_of _kings. So what does
Mm-hmm.
that mean? But would you want to break down what Parade of Kings is? Just
Yeah. So real quick, I mean, it's just it's a concept. Like it's a picture in my mind, right? So when I see myself, when I see my circle, family,
oh,
friends, you
oh,
people at the church,
oh.
and I just see us as man. I see us as a crowd of kings parading through life. You
See,
know what I'm
bro,
saying? So,
you
and that's what
telling
I
me,
strive
bro.
to be. And that's what I want all of us to be.
Yep, King,
A crowd of kings just parading through life, being successful, man. So
bro.
Parade of Kings.
See, I just followed. I was just following you. I just saw the name.
It sound dope, so I
It's
could,
dope. And the meaning
but
is dope too, bro. Well, y'all follow him Parade _of _kings. Y'all know me. I'm DM Tones. You can follow me at DM Tones, and it's all that good stuff, man. So we're here. This is Tones Only Podcast. This is episode 3. This will be our first video one, and so it went pretty good, man. Mike,
it did.
Mike, man, Rod's at his house. I'm at the studio right now, so we working, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Go,
It went well, bro. I enjoyed it, man. I had fun, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me on, especially as the first guest.
First
I,
guest,
I
bro.
can always brag about that.
I always brag about it, bro.
I can
We just
always
set the
brag
bar
about
so high now, man. And whoever come after us, man, they're gonna bring that noise, bro.
that. I'm sure they'll be all right, man.
Yeah, but we'll do it. All right, bro. I'm about to let them have it. Tones Only Podcast, y'all. Y'all follow, share, like all that good stuff. If not, don't worry about it. Just tell somebody, tell your mama. All right, I'm gonna holler. Y'all
All
be
right, world. Y'all be cool. Much love.